Today is a great day because today is my birthday. Well, not today that I'm recording this, but today that I'm uploading this, Wednesday the 3rd of December. I'm 24 years old. There is a disadvantage to being born this late in the year, and I'm sure if there's any other December babies, you'll know what I'm talking about. In 3 weeks is Christmas. And, you know, people for their birthday, they get presents. And then people for Christmas, they get presents. And when you're born in that month, you kind of get them mixed together. So you get your birthday / Christmas. Some people see that as like an issue. Me personally, I really don't care. If you guys have been on the channel for a while, you would have seen this. This is the Arcturus AK-12 PE edition. It has the Perun MOSFET inside of it. And this was a birthday / Christmas present from my girlfriend a few years ago. If you want to watch the video, there's the thumbnail for it. I'll leave a link in the description below when I unboxed it. It's not the greatest quality video, just because that was kind of like when I was early into my YouTube career, so to speak. And I've learned a little bit of things over the years. But this is an AEG. It is the most expensive AEG that I own. And actually, out of the box, this is the most expensive gun that I also own. And it's also one of my favorites. That being said, birthday / Christmas, I have another gun to unbox from my girlfriend. And the exciting thing is, I don't know what's in this box. When she bought me the AK-12, I showed her what I wanted. She actually sent me the money for it, and I just bought it myself. This was a little bit different because I sent her a list of 6 different guns that I've been looking at for a while. None of them that I needed, just guns that I've wanted. I like a variety of different guns, a variety of different platforms. That's why, I have 7 airsoft guns that are all different platforms. So this is a new platform, and I have an idea. It's going to be between one of 2 things that I'm thinking of. Depending on if I get it right or not, I'll let you know what I was thinking. But I know there's a gun in here, and I know there's extra magazines in here, so I know it's a gun I don't already have mags for, which is why I'm thinking it's between one of 2 options. So without further ado, let's unbox it. So we are going to get right into it. I'm excited to see what this is. I also want to note, Sunday, November 30th, there's a chance that I'll be going to Jiao. I might bring this there. If I don't end up going to Jiao, Saturday, December 6th, we are looking to go back to Milwaukee. And I'm like 99.9% sure this is a CQP gun, so I will be bringing it to Milwaukee for sure. I also plan on bringing the Elite Force semi-automatic shotgun to Milwaukee, so expect a video coming out with this soon. But enough talking. I can't even cut this box open straight. Without further ado, it's paper. Whatever the logo is on this box is going to give away what it is immediately. So, in 3, 2, 1... and there we have it. It's a Crytek, so I know exactly what this is. And chances are you may know what it is too, because Crytek is known for making one particular airsoft gun that is, how do I say it, very well recognized and sought out. It's one of those guns that you see somebody has on the field and you're like, oh shit, this guy means business. 3, 2, 1... foam. Bam! There it is. Well, now you guys know what it is. So it is the Crytek Chris Vector.
Vector! That's me, because I'm committing crimes with both direction and magnitude. Oh yeah!
So inside the package we get a Picatinny rail, a magazine. There should be a mid-cap. Yep, mid-cap magazine. Looks like an adapter. Backup iron sights, and the gun itself. I am so excited to hold this. Oh man. It's lighter than I thought it would be, but this feels great. I know a lot of people, when it comes to the Vector, you kind of like love it or hate it. Some people like the form factor of it, some people don't. It's a dust cover, charging handle. Wow. We also get a little cleaning and unjamming rod, which is nice. And then in the top here is the manual. You get a warranty as well, which is pretty nice. That looks like a sticker. So that sticker can go in my rifle case. So here it is, the Chris Vector from Crytek. This is the version 2 AEG model. One thing I know that's a little bit weird about these is the pistol actually goes in the battery goes in the pistol grip, which is going to be interesting. I might have to buy some smaller batteries, but I mean, I've wanted a Vector for a long time just because they're cool guns. I mean, look at it, it is freaking awesome looking. They're also very unique in the real firearms world in the sense that they have what's called, they utilize a system that is I believe it's called the off-axis bolt travel, something like that. Essentially, when you fire the weapon, instead of the bolt reciprocating straight back, like on most guns, what happens is there's like a lever, or not a lever, but there's like a system that essentially pulls the bolt back and then down into the body here. So as it reciprocates, it goes down and up like this. And that's why they're so easy to control on full auto, despite having such a high fire rate, is because it's essentially bringing the weight of the gun down and back at the same time. So instead of just coming back into your shoulder and going up, it's coming back into your shoulder and being pulled down. So they're much easier to maintain sustained fire and be very accurate with. But these, I think, are like 95 round mid caps, 100 rounds, something like that. And then another interesting thing is they actually have like 2 select fires on them. So you have your safety lever back here, and then up here you have the actual select fire. So you go from single to burst to full auto. Get that trigger pull. So that sounds nice and crisp. And it does have 14mm counterclockwise threads, so I can go ahead and throw a tracer unit on here. It is super early in the morning, so I am going to test fire and chrono this later. But one of the nice things about the Vector is it does have plenty of rail space, so I can throw my run cam up here, throw a sight up here, you know, foregrip down here at the bottom. I kind of want to build this out like a Black Ops 2 Vector loadout with the suppressor, the foregrip, and then if I had a holographic sight, I would put that on top, but I think I'm going to do one of those like traditional reflex sights. Let me know what you guys think of Chris Vectors. Let me know. Chances are, been playing Airsoft for a while, you've probably held one. If you go to a field and you see it up on the wall, it's catching attention, like people want to buy it. So let me know if you've held one and what you think of it. It does have a folding stock as well, which latches to the side of the body, so you could use it like a pistol too if you wanted. I don't know why you would, but you can go out like this. Inside of the mock chamber there, you can see it does have a rotary hop-up, which is really nice. Magazine release is not to ambidextrous, but it is right here. I believe this gun would be built primarily for right-handed shooters, so I'm holding it right now in my right hand, so I can kind of put my thumb right there and pull the magazine out. Whereas if you're, I suppose if you're left-handed and you're holding it by the body, you could pull it from right there as well. That's not too uncomfortable. And then it does have a mock bolt catch release right there, but I don't think that does anything for this model. My other suspicion, I'm going to show a list on screen of all the guns that I sent, and between the two, I thought it was going to be the Vector or the VFC MP5. And between the two, I have to say, just because of the rail segments alone, I am glad that it is the Vector, because that'll make mounting my run cam easier. For the MP5, you need to get a claw mount up top so you have Picatinny space, which I would mount the camera to. However, that doesn't mean I won't get an MP5. I still want one. Alright guys, it's a little bit while later, but here is the Crytek Chris Vector. I've went ahead and kind of built it out a little bit. If you've ever played Black Ops 2 multiplayer, chances are you've probably ran into this before. A suppressor, foregrip, and a reflex sight. Once again, if I had a holographic, I would put that on there. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and dry fire it just to see how it feels. And then we are going to chrono it. I do have a magazine here loaded with .20, so I'm going to chrono it with 2 O's. That being said, this magazine is empty, so we don't need a mag in the gun, but so it is set to semi-auto, and then the safety is back here, so we're gonna point this in a safe direction and dry fire it. Trigger response feels pretty good. Get that a little bit closer there. Once you get used to that break, I feel like it's going to be really easy to find the sweet spot of where you can spam it. And I am using an 11-1 LiPo. I have it switched now to 2-round burst, the switch over here, so we're going to try that. feels like a pretty healthy rate of fire. It kind of feels like the AK-12's 2-round burst, but now we're going to try full auto. Once again, very healthy sounding full auto. So now we are going to go ahead and load her up with 2 O's. And we are going to chrono. Now do keep in mind, while this is a brand new gun, the spring inside of the gearbox is still going to be stiff. So I'm expecting FPS readings to be a little bit higher right now than they would be, say, in a few months or even a few weeks from using this gun. So when you get a new gun, you want to kind of shoot it off a little bit, just kind of wear in that spring so you get more accurate FPS readings. But I have my chronograph here, so we're going to go ahead and test this out. And before I do that, actually, safety first. You never know. So here is my chronograph. It is set to 0.2 O's. And I'm kind of just going to shoot it down into the ground. I have a pillow down here, so. Alright, first shot red at 0.96 joules, 322 FPS. Second shot, 0.97 joules, 323 FPS. Third shot, 0.98, 325. Fourth shot, 0.97 joules, 322 FPS. Fifth shot, 325 FPS, right on the dot there. That's 0.98 joules. 0.97, 323. 0.8, 293. That's the lowest reading so far. It's an interesting drop. 0.98, 325.5. 0.98, 325.2. 0.98, 324.2. So overall, I'd say that's actually very consistent and lower than I expected it to be. I was expecting it to be a little bit higher. That being said, I did specifically get the CQB model as far as I'm aware, so it does have a less stiff spring in it, I guess you could say. But now we're going to read it on full auto, so let's see what our rate of fire is. Okay, so it says right there, 17.6. So I did do 3 bursts. The first burst said 18 rounds per second. The second one was about 15.5 or so, and then that third was 17. So I'm going to say we're going to average it out to 17 rounds per second, which is very healthy, I will say. You don't really need much more than that, I would think, especially for a gun that's going to be used indoors. Where you hardly ever get to use full auto unless you're in certain fields and there's special circumstances. This gun is shooting right around the range where I would be allowed to use it full auto at Central City, like I did with my QRF. The question is, will I use this full auto at Central City? And the answer is maybe. Now, one other thing to mention about the Chris Vector, I believe I mentioned this earlier when I unboxed it, the battery is actually located in the pistol grip. And I was able to fit one of my Matrix 11-1 1000 lipos in here. That being said, it is a pretty tight fit. So you want to be careful with the wires, obviously. You don't want to pinch wires. You don't want to cut wires. This being an AEG, you kind of need the wires to power the gun. So that has been the unboxing of the Crytek Chris Vector. If you guys are wondering why I'm wearing a different colored shirt, it's because today's actually a different day. I'm recording this a couple days later. But I took the foregrip off, and I did put my flashlight on the side of it here. The foregrip, I noticed it was just kind of a weird angle to hold on to it and use the flashlight at the same time. Whereas if I'm just holding it by the mag well, for lack of a better term, it's pretty easy to access the light here, whether right or left-handed. If you have a Chris Vector and you know any good mag pouches to use, let me know. What I'm going to use for the meantime are these UMP mag pouches that I've had forever since I had my UMP, if you guys remember that. But they seem to fit in there well for the most part, just that this is a single-use magazine, so I'm going to have essentially 3 of these on me. It's going to take up like the whole section of a plate carrier or something. So if you know of any good pouches for Vector mags, let me know. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like, comment what you think down below. Let me know if you like Chris Vectors. Like I said, not everybody likes them. I think it's pretty comfortable. I like it. The only thing is with my dye mask, the stock, can't really get down an ADS with it, but I'll see if I can figure something out. Maybe I just need a little bit more of an extended riser, or maybe I can make adjust the length of pole on it so that it comes up a little bit more. we'll see. We'll figure it out. But I've been rambling on for long enough, so I'll see you guys in the next one.